الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to your weekly program, Quranic Thoughts, where we bring you the thoughts of all tafsirs from all these Arabic great scholars to you in English language. That way you will be able to understand when you recite the Quran and help you also memorize more of the Quran. We'll just have what we call it fundraising, but I call it long-term investment for Attia.m4v TV, because as you know, Attia.m4v TV is a non-profit organization which is supported by each individuals. So if you want to participate and share the reward, you can also share the expenses, because the cost of the airtime, the cost of technicians behind the screens, it's a very highly cost. So please support Attia.m4v TV, and you have here Attia.m4v TV information, the website, the address, everything. That way you can support Attia.m4v TV and share the reward with us. We're still on the Juz A'amma. We finish all the way from Al-Ghashiyah to An-Nas. We're going backward from the end of the Mus'haf to the beginning of the Mus'haf. So last episode we finished all the way to Al-Ghashiyah. Today we're going to try to finish 3 surahs: At-Tariq and Al-A'la and Al-Buruj. And ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to finish the whole Quran, inshallah, and help us to deliver the message to you and understand the Quran as we should understand it. So we started with At-Tariq. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and as you know, we discussed this last time, the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not put it as sections. They put it as you getting information about good time, bad time, your reward, how the man was created, talk to you more about the creation of Allah, including all the planet, human, animal, everything. So be prepared, because the Quran trains you how to switch from thinking of one way to another, sadness to happiness, Jannah to Nar, and all this. And that's our daily activity anyway, every day. So let's start with Surah At-Tariq. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والسماء والطارق وما أدراك ما الطارق النجم الثاقب إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear with some of his creatures, as-sama, and he say was-sama, which is the sky. At-Tariq, this is the name. And also the understanding of At-Tariq is when you hit the sound of a hit. Tariq, Tariq, Tariq. So this is Sama wa Tariq. So here it's a message to the scientists that to see and to find out what is that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الطَّارِقُ. How do you know this Tariq? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to the scientists, now talking to people. He said, An-Najm al-Thaqib. An-Najm means the star. Al-Thaqib, the light star, the shine star. So, وَالسَّمَاءِ وَالطَّارِقِ وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الطَّارِقُ النَّجْمُ الثَّاقِبُ. And here, like, message to the scientists. And for us, as regular people, when we look to see all the stars, and if each star has its own activity, its own way of functioning, and maybe this star is one of the stars that we will help to do the pounding, and look for the scientists. They will look for all this ayat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. An-Najm al-Thaqib. This is about the sky, about the planet. In kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. Every nafs, in every intersoul, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put protection, protector. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in one hand is telling you about the stars and how He created this for you to think. Because the Quran here is talking they think they have a brain, and they always in thought of what's going on. They always look around to see how everything was created, how things are. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it together, and that gets you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. So every nafs has a protection. Protector, to protect it from many things. And if you look deep into your life, what happened, action happened to your life, you always see somehow you were protected and you don't know why. And of course, we always say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the protector. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who saved us from falling into this problem or falling into this such action. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He tells us, do you need proof? No, Ya Allah, we don't need proof. You are the creator, and you know, you created us, and you know. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you and tell you also, because you have a brain and you like to know, and you have to talk to people when things make sense to you and to them. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in few verses, in few ayat, is telling you how you were created, and also have some scientist information, which is فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ خُلِقَ مِنْ مَاءٍ دَافِقٍ يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about the steps, the procedure, how we were created. So insan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala direct the talk to the people, to those who want to know. Look how human were created, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created human. Now, this is class for physicians, those who study the human and human body, and all this study about knowing how to treat bodies. فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ. Look at how man were created. خُلِقَ مِنْ مَاءٍ دَافِقٍ. So, if you look at the creation of the man, of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the man from mud, and He breathed into it, as with Adam came out. But the procedure after Adam for all this generation, it went through some steps, some procedure, and that's how we find ourselves in this life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you look at the woman's stomach, when she's pregnant, and the baby in the womb, you see how is water surrounded by water. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, خُلِقَ مِنْ مَاءٍ دَافِقٍ, warm water. And warm water, and that's how we were created. And that's how, when you look at it, is the man and the woman, when they get together, it's constructed the baby, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala go deep, and He say this warm water come from where? يخرج من الصلب من بين الصلب والترائب. So the scholars say الصلب, which is the man, and الترائب, which is the woman. More scholars, other scholars say the sulb is the back of the man. That's sulb mean. الترائب is the bone of the woman, the woman chest. So it contains from the back bones of human, back of the bone, and from the woman part is the bone, the chest of the bone of the woman. So, and the discovery say yes, this water come from man, this part, and a woman from this part. يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب. So the Quran is telling us all this information 1400 years ago, and we just discovered this now. إنه على رجعه لقادر. Is telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that He's the one who created this, and He provided this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is qadir. He can bring it back to water, or bring it back to hereafter. That's what the scholars, some of them say the meaning of it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bring back this water who man come from back to the sulb and tara'ib, and also it can mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bring back, which is the Day of Judgment. This is, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the first verses talking about the sky and how Allah is created, and it has a message to the scientists. The second part is talking about the human and how human body that's helped all these physicians. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moved from this to how man function, your brain, how you take things. So, because all this were created because of the human, because of your ruh, because of your soul that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, and give you the brain and the inner soul, and see how you function. With all this is, because our God created, nothing in this world can tell God no. Or when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the sky, the planet, the elements of your body to function, will function. When it comes to man, because man has a brain, then they start to argue. And that's the amana that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives it to the humanity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warning us, and He say, يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الرَّجْعِ وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتِ الصَّدَعِ. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear. But let's stop at the يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ. This is the day that all the secrets will come out. So now man was created, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the great who created the man, and how He construct him, when it come out and live in this life, they have some secrets. Man were ordered to do things. Here is the guidance from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. He shows us the guidance. Do we follow it or no? It's between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nobody know more than yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what you're doing in this life. يَوْمَ تُبْلَى السَّرَائِرُ. When the secrets come out. فَمَا لَهُ مِنْ قُوَّةٍ وَلَا نَاصِرٍ. With all this creation, when this secret come out, man don't have the power, don't have the energy, and don't have any supporter. So this secret, and when the Day of Judgment, this secret will come out, and then man cannot do anything. It just will determine which way we're going to go to. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الرَّجْعِ وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتِ الصَّدَعِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear with the sky when it rain. وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتِ الصَّدَعِ. When the land, when the ground, the plant come out of the ground. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran doesn't say rain. It says raja. And raja is the return. And the scholar, when they go deep in what do you mean by raja, they do tafsir as it is the rain. And they tell about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, because the rain, actual water on the ground, it contains the clouds, and the cloud come to rain. So it's like a return situation. Also, have some knowledge to those who study biology. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الرَّجْعِ وَالْأَرْضِ ذَاتِ الصَّدَعِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ وَمَا هُوَ بِالْهَزْلِ إِنَّهُمْ يَكِيدُونَ كَيْدًا وَأَكِيدُ كَيْدًا فَمَهِّلْ الْكَافِرِينَ أَمْهِلْهُمْ رُوَيْدًا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear with the rain of the sky and the planet on the earth. He is the one in control. He is the one who made it. إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ. This is the determination. Is the fasl, is the divide between the good and bad. This, no joke. وَإِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ وَمَا هُوَ بِالْهَزْلِ. There is no joke. إِنَّهُمْ يَكِيدُونَ كَيْدًا. They are planning a plan. And we are planning the plan. So let the kafirin, the disbeliever, just let them do whatever they do. أَمْهِلْهُمْ رُوَيْدًا. Just leave them for a while. Because they will turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give a fair judgment to those who disbelieve in Allah, to those who live in this land eating from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed on them. They enjoy the sky that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide. They enjoy everything. And finally they do that. They don't worship Allah. So just let them do whatever they do. And they are returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, and this is the end of Surah At-Tariq. والسماء والطارق وما أدراك ما الطارق النجم الثاقب إن كل نفس لما عليها حافظ فلينظر الإنسان خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب إنه على رجعه لقادر يوم تبلى السرائر فما له من قوة ولا ناصر والسماء ذات الرجع والأرض ذات الصدع إنه لقول فصل وما هو بالهزل إنهم يكيدون كيدا وأكيد كيدا فمهل الكافرين أمهلهم رويدا. And this is the end of Surah At-Tariq, which is basically telling us about the creation of the humanity and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preparing you to think about the creation, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the skies. As a matter of fact, I got an email talking about the new discovery of there is a planet, there is a star who shiny and produce this bound, the Tariq sound. So maybe this is about the time they discover things from the Quran. And that's why we're Muslims, we have to, when we go and recite the Quran, we have to link it with what's going on now around the globe and all these new inventions that they have. That way we can tell people, Muslim or non-Muslim, this is you find in the Quran, and this is the clear evidence of this Quran is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not to us, because we already know. By just reciting the Quran, we know this is not the human can put these words together like that. It is just for those disbelievers and those who's attacking the Islam and Muslim. They know Islam is a very highly education religion, and they have to join and dig in and find more about the planet, the environment, the globe, the whole universe. And now we move to Surah Al-A'la. Al-A'la means the highest, above all the way to the top, high level. So Al-A'la is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, and you see, when you go throughout this surah, you see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala manage and educate the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam how to manage delivering the message, and also talking about the reception of this message to the humanity and motivate him and make him feel good about it, and also give him some of the history of the humanity when they approach people, when other messengers approach people, and you see what happened. So as we know, it's not just this message. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepare you to hear this message and to give you some information and education. It's very condensed course, you can say, per every surah. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى. This is the first part. So let's organize our brain. When we study the surah, we divide it into some parts. That way we focus our attention one thing, and then we take this, prepare yourself, then you talk about other thing and other. And as we mentioned, this is how our brain functions and how we want to train our brain to function. So glorify Allah in the high level, the overall, the above all, the highest. So in this, giving you information about no one can determine or can claim that he is above anybody in the world. Nobody can claim nothing. We are slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nobody can be above other. We are equal. Rich, poor, dark, light, short, tall, man, woman, we all equal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only one who is high in level is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Glorify the name of your Lord. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not need to explain to us why. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set your mind for this, that way you won't forget. Because the Quran all giving you information about what makes sense. So سبح اسم ربك الأعلى. Who's Allah al-A'la? الذي خلق فسوى. So anytime He, the one who created and perfected everything. When you walk on the street, you see creation of Allah, glorify Allah. Let's set your mind when you see something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go deep and you think about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create this, right away you say subhanallah, glorify Allah, Allahu Akbar, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, illallah, wallahu Akbar. He is the highest. So that's what you have to, when you say sabbih, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering the Prophet to glorify Him this way, and of course for us. So الذي خلق فسوى, the one who created and perfected it. والذي قدر فهدى. قدر, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who determined things and guided it. So Allah is the one who create, who determined the difference between the elephant and the ant. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everyone, the man and animals, human and animals, you see everyone give him what their size of perfection. And they give him the guidance is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at when you bring a container of salt and container of sugar. You see this ant won't miss. They go in one line to the sugar. Who guide them? This ant, does the ant have a brain? Can think? Can smell? Ant. This is a very small thing. It's not the smallest, but this is a very small thing to function this way. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala determined this is what they want and they guide them. How guide the ant to go and store their food in summer and keep it, stay home in winter because it's cold and rainy, windy? Who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whenever you see a line of ant, they just go and kill him, that's it. Say, oh, subhanallah. You have to glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, subhanallah, when you see things around you, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created them, and He guided them, and He made them in a way where we enjoy and see how detailing about life. وَالَّذِي أَخْرَجَ الْمَرْعَى. And the one who, al-mar'a, which is the plant, the greens from there. الَّذِي أَخْرَجَ, the one who created the green, who split the seeds under the ground and caused the plant to grow. Is Allah. Nobody else, not the plant, not the human. Let's take a seed, put it underground and put water, it will grow plant. What happened? This seed is split, number one, and then the plant comes out of it. Take this plant, the seed, and cut it into half. Split it. Isn't this what happened when you put it in the ground? Split. Who split the seed? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then you say, subhanallah. When you go to your backyard, look at all these greens come out on the tree. Subhanallah. When all this tree grow, how all the way grow, and this green, what happened? فَجَعَلَهُ غُثَاءً أَحْوَى. This green is not just going to keep going, but this green, if you put it on the side, it will dry and get very soft. So فَجَعَلَهُ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a message, it is information to the humanity, of course directed to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, but this is to the humanity. When you see things like this, you have to say subhanallah. You have to glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best format of glorifying Allah, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. After Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know this, you get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you see the level of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you know how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do things, and He say they be and it's be. And this message to the humanity, not only to Muslims. When you are with a non-Muslim, talk about it. Talk about who split the seed. Talk about who direct the ant. Talk about who's any animals. When you study, when you are at school or college, when you're talking to people, acknowledge this. It's our duty to say that. When you see this, you say, oh, who did this? Allah. God. Allah is the one who did this. And you thank Him. Glorify Him. That's Muslim or non-Muslim. When they say, people has to know when you see things around, it's no longer this how it is. No, especially now we have this new adventure and advance and all this. When you go deep and you see who taught the humanity to do this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now directly talk to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam about how handling the message. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَ إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ. It's telling the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, because he can see the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is responsible and worry about this message, receiving all this ayat. And he's afraid that we'll lose one of them, or afraid that he's not going to memorize them. This is a big responsibility, and he wanted to pass this to the human, and he wants everybody and follow this message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling him what is going to happen, because he is the one who created man, and he knows what the human thinks. So he said, we will help you for you to recite the Quran, then you won't forget. So Allah is making you feel comfortable about all this message. Don't worry. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَ. We will make you recite that we won't forget. Because that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to memorize the Quran by heart, we just like that, He will do it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you the chance. Who is good and who is bad? Who is gonna collect more? The effort that to know about collecting the Quran and understanding the Quran. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ. So by God's will, He's going to teach you everything, and He's going to show you, and He will let you memorize all the Quran. إِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ الْجَهْرَ وَمَا يَخْفَى. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and of course the Prophet Muhammad know that, but it's for us and for the humanity is make it clear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know al-jahr, the thing that you can see, وَمَا أَخْفَى, the things are hidden. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala know everything. The thing that we see, all of us, and see that we don't see. وَنُيَسِّرُكَ لِلْيُسْرَى. And we're going to make it easy for you to ease this message to people. نُيَسِّرُكَ لِلْيُسْرَى. Ease things in life. So again, سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى. We make it easy for you. فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet is when you take this matter, فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى. So just to remind people that maybe they will get benefit out of this zikr and follow you. سيذكر من يخشى. Whoever fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remember always to glorify Allah, to ask Allah, to get guidance from Allah, to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى. This one that you try to remind him, this is going to avoid you. He's going to get away. You go on the side. يتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى. And this one is going to go to hellfire. ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. This warning to people, is it worth it for you to ignore this message and then you be in hellfire, not dying, not living, between life and death? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us the good news, and those who follow this good news and those who are the successful in this life. We're going to go over this in detail because we have to go to a little break and then we'll come back. So when we come back, we'll continue. قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. So when we come back, we're going to talk about those the successful in this life and how to be one of them as a successful people. And also, when we come back, we're going to try to go over some of the beginning of Surah Al-Buruj, inshallah. So, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to continue this, and we'll see you after the break. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. Before the break, we were going over Surah Al-A'la, and we know Al-A'la is the highest, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet Muhammad, or the Prophet Muhammad والسلام, to glorify him, to say subhanallah, and always, and this, by the way, this surah, the Prophet Muhammad والسلام, used to use it to when they pray Al-Jum'ah, they say A'la and Al-Ghashiyah, the surah after that. So Al-A'la and Al-Ghashiyah, the Prophet Muhammad والسلام, used it for to pray, Surat Al-Jum'ah, and also in Al-Eid, the two Eids. Before the break, we finished all the way to that how those, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given those kafirin, the disbelievers, the time, because there is a day that they're going to be presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will get their fair judgment, inshallah. Another good part is those who follow the instruction of the Prophet, and those who follow the Quran, those who are glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they go take this message, this reminder from the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى. Successful is the one who tazakka, who put the effort to know the religion of Allah. And when the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ remind them, they follow the instruction. So those are the successful. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. So always remember Allah. Dhikr Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And dhikr Allah is you fill your heart with dhikr Allah in every minute of your life. When you go on the street, when you and this creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala perfected things, you say subhanallah, and you add to it alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. And remember Allah, and he pray. This is the successful. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, and this to the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, feel comfortable if somebody went other way. It's not he has to guarantee that everybody, وَمَا عَلَيْكَ أَلَّا يَزَّكَّى. It's not the job of the Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, his well done job is to deliver the message correctly and apply it to his life and show us the right way. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, and this is the humanity, how they function, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. This is the humanity, always look at it, they very prefer this life. بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا. This life. If somebody tell them, go put this money, help somebody. No, I like to use it to buy a new car, to buy a new house, to help myself, to have fun. So always think of this life, not planning for al-akhirah. Wal-akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. The akhirah, the hereafter, is better, and this is the one will stay, because this life is a temporary life, but the permanent life in al-akhirah, inshallah. بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. So you prefer this life, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, al-akhirah, the hereafter, is better for you. إِنَّ هَذَا لَفِي الصُّحُفِ الْأُولَى صُحُفِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَى. This is also in the scriptures that they came before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ of Ibraheem and Musa. And this is a message to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, because the Prophet, the responsibility of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and the worry that he want everybody to be Muslim, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he say, we ease things for you, and this is part of the management of the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala direct the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam to feel good and to be motivated to keep remind people and spread the word, the message of Islam. And this is the end of Surah Al-A'la. So Surah Al-A'la, you think of it, is because of the glorifying Allah, and see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet how to deliver the message, and the response from some people, the good one, and from the bad one, and the judgment for both of them. Here we're going to move to Surah Al-Buruj. Al-Buruj, it's a plural of Burj, and this is the stars. The level of the star, not the star, the Buruj. وَالسَّمَاءِ ذَاتِ الْبُرُوجِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. This is the first part. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is bringing our attention and swear with the sky, what the sky contain Buruj, stars. وَالْيَوْمِ الْمَوْعُودِ. This day, al-Maw'ud, which is the day of judgment. وَشَاهِدٍ وَمَشْهُودٍ. Shahid, the one who see, Mashhud, the one that are seen or was seen. So Shahid or Mashhud. This is the one that look to see, and this one is the one that is being watched. So the scholar talk about the Shahid and Mashhud. They have different opinions, and they're all fine. They said the Shahid is Ibn Adam, or in the human, or Shahid Yom Arafah, the day of Arafah. Mashhud is people, or Yom Arafah, or the day of judgment, or Yom al-Jum'ah. So different opinion, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear with Shahid wa Mashhud. All of them is the creature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, days or human of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and one day it will come to be clear who is the Shahid or Mashhud. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you put this verse, this ayah, is yes, we take it, everything is a Shahid, is the angel, watch the people, or the Shahid is when the Yom al-Jum'ah, the Jum'ah is Shahid, or our Mashhud is Yom al-Jum'ah, or Yom Arafah, they all fine, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear because this is His creature. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want us to know now clearly who is Shahid or Mashhud, He will tell us in the Quran. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a chance to do ijtihad, given us a chance to say different scholars, and then the right time will come, we know clearly who is the Shahid and who is Mashhud. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking, is swear with all this His creature, then move to one of the some stories that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us these stories in the Quran for many purposes. But the main purpose of it is for us to learn, of course, and for us to see how the human function and how to avoid all this aggravation and oppression. So this is talking about Ashab al-Ukhdud. Ashab al-Ukhdud, there was a story, and here is the story of Ashab al-Ukhdud. Before the Islam, there was a Christianity and Judaism. It's not clear one of those group, they are well connected with Allah, because there is no Islam at that time. Judaism and the Christianity is part of the Islam, because this is the Islam came in a level. And if you look at the prophets, when they talk about, when they approach people, they said, we are Muslims in many verses of the Quran. It's not the right time to go over all this ayah that the prophet say that they are Muslim, but this is how Muslim in general say, surrender yourself to God's will and guidance. So far before the Prophet Mohamed ﷺ, when they follow the Judaism or Christianity, they were surrendering themselves to God's will and guidance, depending on the level of the brain. So those people, they were good. They were worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They follow the instruction of their prophets and the scriptures. But those people were doing all this, getting closer to Allah, but those people around them, they were pushing them hard to stop worshipping Allah, to take him away from worshipping Allah. Oppressors, that they want him to follow their desire. They want him to follow those people, the bad ones. So there is the good ones who follow the instruction of Allah, and the bad ones. So these bad ones, they have the power, and they were pushing everybody to leave what they're thinking, leave what they believe in, and to follow their instruction. But those mu'mineen, those good people, they refused. They stay in their religion. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showing us that's when you follow the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Christians and Jews, at the time of the Christianity and Judaism, they were following the instruction of the Prophet, which is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But those bad people, they wanted to convert. So they refused. So what they did is they dig in a big hole for them, and they put fire. He said, follow us, or we'll stop following what you're doing, or we're going to throw in hellfire, in this fire. They did not care about throwing them in the fire, and they stick with their belief. They believe in Allah, and they surrender themselves to God's will and guidance. So what they did is they throw them in this hole, that is a hole of fire. They throw all the mu'mineen, all those people that they follow the instruction of their Prophet, and they throw them in the water, and they died. And then they were sitting around laughing and joking that all these people, they get rid of them all one time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us this story because it is documented on the Quran, because it is useful to us. And also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showing you an example of good people in life. They stick with their belief, with their religion. They don't care who is going to push them to change to the human laws and human belief. Actually, it's not the human, it's the devil belief. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَنْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ الذي له ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء شهيد. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about those ukhdud, ashab al-ukhdud, those people at the time of ukhdud, and what happened to them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the good news to those who were thrown in fire, and bad news to bad people, push in fire. So this is message to those Muslims, to those who Muslim oppress other Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who shaheed, who can see and witness what people done to others. And there is the day of judgment where people will come and everyone will get their fair judgment. So قُتِلَ أَصْحَابُ الْأُخْدُودِ. أصحاب الأخدود, those who were in this fire, they died. They put them in fire and they died. Is this good or bad? Oh, this mu'mineen, they meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they get a good reward. And those oppressors, you gotta see what happened to them. النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ. النار, fire, ذات الوقود is, waqud is a flame, is burning. So fire of burning. النَّارِ ذَاتِ الْوَقُودِ, in the hole. إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ. Those people that they did this ukhdud, they were sitting around watching, enjoying that killing people, that's very bad. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's what happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the picture, and you might see it today from some of these oppressors. It doesn't have to be a hole and fire. It can be a different format, but same thing. So this warning to those who oppress people, those leaders that they think that they control people, no. The only one control people is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala create people free. Whether they're Muslims or non-Muslim, people are free. And no one has the right to oppress people and to kill people or throw people on fire. إِذْ هُمْ عَلَيْهَا قُعُودٌ وَهُمْ عَلَى مَا يَفْعَلُونَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ شُهُودٌ. They were sitting around this hole watching, and they are witnessing what happened to them. They don't even feel bad that they're killing people. No, These people, they don't believe, they don't follow their instruction, so it considers them, they have no right to live, and they decide to burn them. Okay? وَمَا نَقَمُوا مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا أَنْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِاللَّهِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ. And this is the revenge to them. Why? They didn't do anything to them. Because they are believers. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the dear, the one who always we thank. So, Billah al-Aziz al-Hamid. This is very short or a story of this Ashab al-Ukhdud that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed the difference between good and bad. This good people and this bad people, they didn't do anything to them, but they don't want them to be good. And you see lots of those. And then after this, what happened? Do you think that's it? Those people who kill people, they can get away with it? No. They're gonna be presented to the fair, to the just, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who will decide what kind of permanent life they could have. Those good people or those bad people. This permanent life, after that, good people will live good, bad people will live bad. And they cannot control it, they cannot get away with it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's judgment, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمَ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ. Now message, of course this is applied to those and applied to everybody, everyone that punish or everyone harm people of belief. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, those who oppress, those who doom, those who kill مؤمنين والمؤمنات ثم لم يتوبوا, and they never stop. Maybe even sometimes when oppressors oppress people and those people get punished, maybe they feel bad about it and they stop. No, they don't feel about it because oppressors, they don't care about humanity. ثم لم يتوبوا فلهم عذاب جهنم. Those, they have a doom of Jahannam. Jahannam is the name of hellfire. وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ, and the doom of burning. So this is different dooms. When they throw in a fire, and this fire eat their body, when this flame came out, there's different kind of dooms that people, those bad people will get. This is the bad side. How about the good side? إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ ذَلِكَ كَبِيرٌ. Those who believe, and with their belief, they act, they present a good deed. عَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those, they have paradise and the river running from after this paradise. So they will be sitting in the paradise and the river running under them. And you do your best to understand this, but this paradise ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على بال بشر. So this paradise is beyond our imagination. When Allah say that, you would be anxious and you do your best to be in paradise and to see how this river will run under paradise. ذلك الفوز الكبير. This is the great success. Yes, the great success is when you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you practice your belief of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and accompany this belief with a good deed to everyone, to everything in your life, to present yourself as you are in this life, building, not destroying, helping, not ignoring. In this life, عمل الصالحات. Always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات. You don't isolate yourself and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and that's it, you lock yourself. No, you have to get involved and do the best because you need to help people and let people understand and let people see this iman on you. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moved to another movement after we finish those ukhdud, the good people and bad people, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala documented in the Quran. Now we need to think about, in this life, good people and bad people, and see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will determine and how the judgment will gonna be fair. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you about what's happening, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will treat you. That way you know the judgment, how the rules of the judgment. إن بطش ربك لشديد إنه يبدئ ويعيد وهو الغفور الودود فعال لما يريد. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you for this judgment, إن بطش ربك لشديد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maybe will make it easy for you. All these oppressors, they could have a good life, they eat from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestowed on them. We get a phone call? No, I guess bestowed on them all. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you that His punishment is not easy of the response from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not easy. Respond to those who oppress people is very shadid, is very strong. The batsh of Allah, the revenge of Allah for those who oppress others. إنه هو يبدأ ويعيد. He's the one who starts and continue and return back and give you back. وهو الغفور الودود. He is the one, he can forgive people. And he is the one who can, wadud, he is the one who provides love to people. So this is two hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can be wadud, can love people, can help you, can be good to you. At the same time, if you oppress people, his batsh, his revenge is very strong. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيد. He will do what he wants to do. So this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you need to know about this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is Allah. You go both ways. Since the human is, there is two kind, good and bad. And this bad people oppress the good one. So it has to be a judgment. And here's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you information, is letting you know that this is not going to go like that. But there is a day that everybody will come, and by then, everybody will get a fair judgment. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you some other examples of those bad people. هل أتاك حديث الجنود فرعون وثمود بل الذين كفروا في تكذيب والله من ورائهم محيط بل هو قرآن مجيد في لوح محفوظ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after he mentioned those of the ukhdud and oppressed people, and see how this oppression, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to stop it. Us all to understand the Quran and to follow the instruction of the Quran. We are at the end of our program. I would like to thank you very much. Don't forget to donate to Attia.m4v, and don't forget to give me a feedback on q_thoughts@yahoo.com. I would like to thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.